Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to continue with this kind of vibe I got on with all is mind and personal development. They go hand in hand. Mind manifests all. All is mind. So whatever you are consuming, whatever you are allowing into the temple of the mind is manifesting your reality. But furthermore, how you use your mind is co-creating your reality as well. So the mind is very important, right? And the Buddha once said, what we thought yesterday manifests what we live today. What we think today manifests what we live tomorrow. That's a loose quote, but it is so damn accurate. What you are thinking about right now, you are becoming, either good or bad, whether you're rising or falling, you are not staying stagnant. Whatever you are thinking about is tied in with how you're feeling. And your thoughts and your feelings combined manifest your actions and your reality. The mind is so important. And when we're on this theme, I want to talk about two things today. Intellectual consumption and not just listening, but producing. Using the mind. Because on my journey, I studied a lot. I thought I needed to learn so much and so much more. And just infinite. You could go into all the scriptures. You could go into all the sacred books. You could go into all the past masters, right? But the only thing that actually transitions that information into knowledge is the application and furthermore, the teaching of it. The producing. Because when you try to write, when you try to speak on a subject, all of a sudden you realize that maybe you didn't understand that as well as you thought. And then you have to start creating your own line of truth. Instead of kind of rattling back and forth between many, you start producing your own sine wave. You walk your own straight and narrow path. And this is the key. This is the key to expansion and knowledge. So today we'll be talking about, it's got two books. The Perennial Philosophy by Aldous Huxley, which I love Aldous Huxley. And as of lately, I've been studying a lot of Alan Watts, Terence McKenna, and Aldous Huxley. All three of those guys together really blast you off, right? But it's very important that when you're reading scripture, when you're reading these higher level, like neo-universalism, kind of like syncretist writings on higher spiritual sciences and whatnot, and just great wisdom, it's very important that you produce. It's very important that you apply what you have learned, because just by reading something and resonating with it and like tucking it away, that's one thing. But taking what a great author, a master said, someone like Nikola Tesla, someone like Aldous Huxley, Alan Watts, right? These guys, they produce profound, they speak and write with such profound wisdom, right? Most of it is lost on you. Unless you take what they say, something that hits you hard, and write your own ideas about that. So this gets into the journaling. I am huge on journaling. And today we have set up the I just got a brand new journal with this book. We're going to open that, see what it's like. But I pride myself on having a very good notebook. I like really solid notebooks, right? These Dingbat notebooks, I'll have links in the description for all this stuff. But this Dingbat notebook right here, this is the highest quality notebook I have found to the date. I've probably bought close to 30 notebooks, right? So this is just like my daily driver, right? This is my journal. This is like my day planner. This is just like, right, this is everything. This is my daily driver. I use it every day. So I usually go through like one of these a month, just with ideas, thoughts. And as I progress in frequency, as my consciousness accelerates and rises, right, I find myself consuming less and less. It's very strange. Sometimes I have the urge to open up the Bible and I flip it to a random page. I can barely get through that page without having so many thoughts, without asking so many questions and making so many connections that like I just have to stop and sit there and process for a while. It's the same with like listening to Alan Watts or reading books like The Perennial Philosophy. I also got the book Doors of Perception. I'll let you know how both these are. But this is like the transition from the student to the alchemist, where instead of just like passively consuming information, you're digesting a morsel of it, and that is like your springboard up to the plane which that author was on. This is the key, okay? So getting into a habit of like consuming wisdom, consuming very resonant, high level, like spiritual, practical, like whatever kind of like whatever mood you're in, whether you need a Buddha quote, whether you need to go listen to Alan Watts, read some Nikola Tesla, go look at Leonardo da Vinci's biography, right? Or go study some Hermeticism, right? Go learn about Hermes, go read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, or go all the way back to the Sumerian tablets. Whatever it is, consume high-level information every day, just for a little bit, a morsel. Like I said, one page. And see where that takes you. See where your mind can springboard off of that too. I also just got the book Feel Alive by Ralph Smart. Started reading a little bit of it, very solid. And I'm actually gonna write my own book kind of like this, but more geared towards not feeling alive, but feeling, perception. It's gonna be kind of cool. That's also why I bought this book, because this is kind of geared towards the realms of perception. Anyway, I just want to go through these 3 notebooks, show you guys my system for developing and like basically producing ideas and logging them and journaling. So back down here, 1 second. Okay, this is a Dingbat notebook, the pocket size one. It is the most solid pocket size notebook you can buy, period. Opens up like this. I always get the dotted lines right. And this one, I've just been logging down my favorite quotes that I resonate with most as I find them. And I use these as like kind of like prompts for writing and journaling and starting my own book, actually. So this is so resonant for the time we're in right now. Just read this and we'll move on. Times of the greatest calamity and confusion have ever been productive of the greatest minds. The purest ore is produced by the hottest furnace, and the brightest thunderbolt is elicited from the darkest storm. This is kind of describing the law of polarity. Because in order for great things to happen, great things are only spawned from great calamity. Greatness is spawned from the struggle. And like, it's kind of like what the artist who never struggled, would he have produced the music that he did? Right here, this is what this whole video is actually about. That's synchronistic as hell, but real intelligence is a creative use of knowledge. not a mere accumulation of facts. I should title the video that. Right there. So, this book, so solid. This is for individual profound ideas, right? So, if I'm reading something that really spurs me, right? Something I really resonate with, I put it in these books. These are going to be very key for when you go back later and like read the journal, because the journal is kind of like your log of expansion, and it allows you, just like, even if you never read the journal again, the journal's key because just the action of writing something down drills it into your mind and subconscious much better. When I started writing, I started speaking at a much higher level because I already had processed the ideas fully. So, this is like literally everything from, this is not my dream journal, I have a special one for that, but this is kind of like, literally, like, this is, I motivate myself, right? I sometimes I write down pep talks. Sometimes I'm a dreamer. I'm the phoenix rising. I'm a truth seeker on a quest for wisdom. I am chosen. Things like this, right? So like, honestly, if you can just journal every day, just a little bit, right? You don't even have to write much, but just write down kind of what you were doing, what the day is going to look like, what you were feeling, anything profound happening, any spiritual moments, and especially synchronicity. Log synchronicity, because all these different things we're developing an intuitive feel for. So by journaling it, you are taking notice and acknowledging some kind of mystical or spiritual event, or just keeping a log of your day is very powerful, especially combined with a little bit of high-level ideas, scripture, masters, whatever it is. That is key. Let's see what notebook is better. Like, I am a notebook fanatic, so I really enjoy a super solid notebook, and this one, hardcover, leather, has a pocket in the back, right? Super simple. The pages are thick, dotted, amazing. Such a solid notebook. Like, I've been buying this one for a year. And this one is a new one I thought I would try out. Ooh, I really like the feel of this velvet kind of stuff. See how solid it is. Okay. It feels almost just as solid as this. This feels a little bit more solid. Pages, amazing. I don't know, this is going to be a close match, I think. We're going to have to see how it holds up compared to my Dingbat notebooks, but yeah, so that's kind of like the system. It goes from profound ideas in my pocket notebook, right? Quotes, things that I really resonate with. That one thing that you need to like learn. Transitioning over to my daily driver, right? And this is where I write philosophy. This is where I write ideas and wisdom. And then I don't have it with me right now, but I have a Dingbat notebook, the largest one. It's like this big, right? Plain white pages, and this is my master blueprint notebook. This is my primary documents, right? So if I have a major business idea and I need to write up the whole plan, if I have 5 documents that rule my life, my deity. I worship at the feet of those documents, because like, for a long time I lived in chaos. My mind was chaos, my life was chaos, because as within, so without, people. So start organizing your mind with a system of journaling that works for you. Make it easy as shit. Do whatever feels right. I have a small notebook, a medium notebook, and a large notebook, and that's it. That's it. The large notebook is only for top level ideas, and I'll probably keep that for years, right? It is my master blueprint principal documents. I worship at the feet of that notebook. It's the highest level ideas, full blueprints, like, and whatnot. And then it's also like a progression. You start from a prompt, from something that's very profound, that spurs intellectual thought, philosophizing, and it spurs you into the higher planes of mind. Bring that over here, develop the idea. Then later, maybe a week later, maybe a month later, that idea transforms and gives life to something so profound that comes from within. This is the creative knowing. This is what, like how we just looked at real intelligence is the creative use of knowledge. This is creating and finding meaning from within. No longer listening to someone else. No longer accepting that symbol for what they told you it is. Creative knowing. Finding meaning within. This is the true nature of like esoteric knowledge, occult knowledge, and ascension and frequency. Creative knowing. So using books, high level ideas, get on that frequency. If you're watching my videos, you probably are already consuming pretty high level stuff. I'd encourage you to start producing though. This is what I failed to do for a long time. Like I would write once in a while, but not often. My rationale was, what can I write that even starts to compare to these books I'm reading? Like I need to learn so much more, right? But you got to think that anybody writing at that high level, the highest level, anybody speaking at the highest level, has been doing it and practicing it for a while. You cannot see. There's two levels here. Level 1 being the student, level 2 being the alchemist, level 3 being the magician. The transition into the alchemist and magician is all about application, experimentation, and finding creative knowing within. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a more practical, grounded video, like I said, talking about Aldous' mind. The fact that whatever we're consuming is manifesting our reality. The thoughts you had yesterday manifest today, and the thoughts you have today manifest tomorrow. Start thinking at the highest levels. Start thinking on higher vibrations, right? Use people like Aldous Huxley, Alan Watts, Hermes, Trismegistus, or Thoth, the Hootie. Use these super high level holy scripture, sacred books. Use them as like a diving board to get you up into a higher frequency and then produce from there. You're gonna surprise yourself a shit ton. I hope you enjoyed my notebook system. All the links in the description are below. Like I've literally bought 50 notebooks. I've tried them all, and I'm really particular about what I write on. Like just being like an artist and really into that kind of thing. I think you would honestly get the Dingbat Notebook. This is my ride or die, homie. So I have the small pocket size, the medium, and the large. Get on that if you are not already journaling. Please hit those like and share buttons. Leave a comment, drop a question, suggest a video. You know, like I want to connect with you guys more, and I really appreciate it when you guys show your support and appreciation. It spurs me on and helps me get the motivation to get to the next thing, get this information and light out there. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.